Okay, well, I want to know about your birth. I just scanned your birth certificate, but one of the things in my research on our family lore and genealogy was the book from Dr. Ashbrook's office, and it's all handwritten, and it had Carol Linderman listed at his birth, but your name wasn't in the book, and I was disappointed about that. But so now I want you to tell me about your birth and all the facts.
Okay. It seems that I was due early to mid-September. In those days, they weren't real accurate.
Of what year?
1938, September 1938. Mom and Dad were out at Uncle Will's for the day, and Mother started saying, Bernie, let's go home. Bernie, we need to go home. Bernie, let's go home. And it was 4 miles, and they had an old Model T Ford, and it would do about 30 or 35 miles an hour over those rough roads. And Mother said, we've got to go home. So when they got home, she said, Bernie, call Dr. Ashbrooks. I'm having this baby. And he said, well, why didn't you tell me? And she said, well, I didn't want to talk about it in front of Uncle Will. So they called Dr. Ashbrooks, and he got there. And Mother was very far gone in labor, even though it didn't take him long. And he delivered the baby in that spool bed that Cindy now owns. And when I was born, he looked at me and he said, I saw now there another fat buddy boy. And Mother said, oh no, this one's got to be a girl. I can't do this again. Turn the baby over. And he said, well, yes, it is a girl. And so they named me Wilma Ellen Linderman. Wilma in honor of Uncle William Crouch, and Ellen in honor of the woman who raised her. I weighed 9 pounds and 15 ounces when I was born. That's on September the 7th, 1938, sometime in the evening.
And where exactly was this?
I was born in the little 5-room, 3-room, whichever one you want to count it, house, little brick house in Blandville, Kentucky, about 400 yards from what had been Sanford's Emporium when I was a child. It was down a little dead-end street, and we were the first house. And there was a little alley that ran by our land, and it went back to the Pentecostal, which everybody where I grew up called the Holy Roller Church. It had an acre of land and a nice little house. And looking back, I feel that Mother, who was barely 5 feet tall, who had 2 in the vicinity of 10-pound babies, must have had gestational diabetes, because when you realize that she weighed 104 pounds when she got pregnant with Carol, and not a whole lot more than that when she got pregnant with me, she was too small a woman to be having 10-pound babies.
Good.